correspondent Layla Milana Allen has more.
It's 8 a.m. and the clinic waiting room is already packed in Borj-al-Barajneh camp in West Beirut. Rola has 3 children under 12. She's here to get medicine for her 2-year-old son's flu. The clinic and drugs are provided for free by UNRWA, the UN organization that funds aid for Palestinian refugees like Rola. But recently, she's seen the services start to deteriorate.
Life is difficult here. Now it's gotten more difficult. UNRWA used to be better before. Its services have gone down a lot.
It's not just healthcare. Food aid has reduced, and other services are being restricted. UNRWA simply doesn't have the money to keep funding them.
We're not living like human beings. There are no human rights. My children are little now. I don't know what tomorrow holds for them.
Palestinian refugees here don't have citizens' rights. They can't use normal state services and face restrictions on working and owning property. Many refugees around the world are similarly constrained, but the difference is that this situation isn't temporary. Many of these families have been here for 70 years. There are more than 450,000 Palestinian refugees living in Lebanon, many of them 4th or 5th generation stateless people. Most of them live in camps like these, which were never meant for long-term use. They've been patched up for decades and are crumbling where they stand. The clinic is the only one in Borj-al-Barajneh camp. It has 2 doctors serving 23,000 people. They each see up to 75 patients a day. Wafa is here to collect medicines for herself and her family, but they're no longer able to supply everything she needs, and she's afraid it's going to get worse.
We are dying at the doors of the hospitals because UNRWA can only cover a small portion of our health care, because no one is supporting it. When America stops funding, they are killing a population of refugees. They say this new president is good. I don't know him. Biden? Let's see.
The US used to provide 1/3 of UNRWA's budget, its biggest donor by far. Then suddenly in 2018, the Trump administration slashed the funding. Meanwhile, the US controversially moved its embassy to the disputed city of Jerusalem and endorsed the building of more Israeli settlements in the West Bank, eroding the hopes of Palestinian refugees that a peace deal might one day allow them the right to return to the lands where their ancestors lived. Having been the biggest foreign player in the Middle East peace process for decades, the US taking these steps prompted anger and despair among Palestinian refugees across the region.
Palestine refugees here in Lebanon and elsewhere feel very much that they have been abandoned, and to some extent it's true.
In 2018, when the Trump administration cut UNRWA's funding services, Palestinian refugees here are banned from most white-collar jobs that could earn them a good salary. UNRWA is one of the only employers that will hire them for professional work. A week ago, these protesting teachers were told the special needs classes they run will be cut at the end of the month. Nearly 250 teachers face losing their jobs. Azhar is one of them. She teaches at Tubas School in Nahr al-Bared, a sprawling camp in northernmost Lebanon near the Syrian border. She's depended on this job for a decade, and now she'll be out of work, with no other options to support her young family.
My husband is unemployed and we have no other source of income. I'm not sleeping, just thinking about what will happen after 2020.
With so few jobs that Palestinians can do here, life is already a daily struggle. These 11-year-old boys are paid a couple of dollars a day to collect and sort garbage. They take the money home to help their families. Hussein is learning how to be a plumber on this course funded by American charity Anera. He'll earn about $150 a month while training, practicing on homes in the camp. It's a skill that offers a chance of regular work, and that's all he can hope for, he says.
There's a lot of young men in the camps who are in a bad situation. There weren't many opportunities. There isn't much work. Ever since my youth, I've been crushed. I don't dream because it's just dreaming. It can't become reality.
But when 10-year-old Mais walks to school every day, she isn't thinking about what she can't do, but what she can. Like so many others, she believes that one day she and her family will go back to Palestine, a place she knows only in stories. I'm not Lebanese, she tells me. I'm Palestinian. I ask her what that means to her. Palestine, that's our country. I don't know where it is. I wasn't born there. We left it, she says. She wants to be a teacher and can't imagine her life without access to school.
If there was no school, I'd be very sad. How can I become a teacher without the school and the teachers that are teaching me?
Wafa is holding out hope that the US will change its mind.
I hope that America will reconsider its position on this to help UNRWA, because UNRWA is the hope of the refugees. It's all we have. Honestly, it's our only shelter.
Like so many living in limbo here, hope is all she has left. Is already a daily struggle. These 11-year-old boys are paid a couple of dollars a day to collect and sort garbage.
Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Arthur.
And of course, Richard Aguilar here, and welcome back to our channel. China is not only focusing on technological innovation and mega projects, because in this video, what you're going to see is all about China solving poverty crisis in the country and lifting up the lives of its citizens from poverty level.
And having said all this, without further ado, let's get right to our video. Number 1 is Southwest China's Guizhou relocates people to tackle poverty. Lapian Village in southwest China's Guizhou is a relocation site for ethnic minority Baikuyao. China has about 50,000 Baikuyao people, many of which used to live in bare rock mountains. Southwest China's Guizhou province has been making an effort to relocate poor people living in harsh natural environments to more hospitable places in a bid to alleviate poverty. Find out how those relocated people's lives have changed. Number 2 is watch how China's solving poverty in Yunnan. Tucked in the river valley along the southwestern Chinese border is an ethnic settlement called Dolongjiang Township. The township is home to the Dulong ethnic group and is a targeted area of China's poverty alleviation policy. It became one of the earliest to be lifted from poverty as the whole ethnic group at the end of 2018. Number 3 is watch how is China winning battle against poverty. In the past 6 years, China lifted 82.39 million rural poor out of poverty, with a rural poor population down from 98.99 million at the end of 2012 to 16.6 million at the end of 2019, said the Deputy Director of the State Council Leading Group Office of Poverty Alleviation and Development at a press conference. The poverty headcount ratio has dropped from 10.2% to less than 1.7% in the same period. Number 4 is poverty alleviation workshops provide jobs in rural China. A 28-year-old mother of two in northwest China's Ningxia benefits from the Chinese government's effort to fight against poverty. She used to live in the remote mountainous area. Ecological migration relocates some 43,000 to the town where she now lives. Newly established poverty alleviation workshop helps them get a steady job and be no poor anymore. Number 5 is Poverty Relief Project in Northwest China uses photovoltaic power stations. China's Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region is advancing local poverty relief efforts with photovoltaic power stations in Xiji County, the final county of the region to be lifted out of poverty. Local government has spent over 10 million yuan building 72 photovoltaic power stations in 40 registered impoverished villages. Number 6 is President Xi inspected the poverty alleviation achievements in southwest China. Chinese President Xi Jinping inspected the rural area in southwest China's Chongqing municipality over poverty alleviation. President Xi also visited a primary school at a village in Shijiutujia Autonomous County. He talked with local farmers to get first-hand information about what progress has been made in poverty reduction. Number 7 is relocating villagers from mountainous areas. China has set the goal of the complete elimination of extreme poverty by 2020. 5 strategies are being used: education, relocation, industry, ecological compensation, and social security. And in this video, let's take a look at how the strategy of relocation is being used in parts of China. Number 8 is President Xi's poverty alleviation moments in China's poorest villages. Every year, Chinese President Xi Jinping visits grassroots communities just before the Chinese Lunar New Year. In 2018, he paid a visit to Liangshan Yi Autonomous Prefecture, a place known to many as one of the country's most poverty-stricken areas. Number 9 is ecological relocation helps villagers rise above poverty in Gansu, China. Tens of thousands of residents in a mountainous region of Gansu, China embrace new lives after ecological relocation. Watch. And that's all for now. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video.
So, if you have something to say about this video, please leave some comment below.
Once again, this is Arthur.
And of course, Richard Aguilar here.
Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.